Welcome back to Born and Red. It's me, Gene, on the Red Zone on a Friday. Guys, the front three are back, and that's what it feels like. It feels like we are rolling back the clock. Back in the days when it all started, we called the show on a Sunday a front three, and here we are, guys, back with the front three. I'm back with Asim. I'm back with Awi. As we dissect the weekend's results, we speak about the games in the Premier League and also Liverpool's opening day fixture against Bournemouth, where we won 4-2. Asim, what's going on, man?
I just woke up. I can't lie. I can't lie. I just woke up. I was planning to watch the game. Yesterday. I was telling Avi on the instant match reaction that uh, I blame Virgin. Media apparently were trending. I didn't check it. They were trending. They pissed me off. They pissed half of the nation off. And I hope I get a £50 voucher from them at the end of the month. But I missed about 10-15 minutes of the game. I went back and watched those 10-15 minutes. But I was planning to watch the game. But when I came on Friday night, I was more concerned. I'm honest with you. Obviously, there was a lot of euphoria because of the Chiesa win and and Salah. We'll go into it and stuff like that. But the more I think about it, the more I took a step back from the game. I thought that Liverpool were generally comfortable. Gene, yes, there were some popular debates amongst the WhatsApp on Sky Sports TV and stuff like that. But I generally thought Liverpool looked good against Bournemouth, and we have to give Bournemouth credit. Even when we played them against Anfield last season, and we beat them 3-0, I think it was on the day, and they just kept on coming. Gene, I was there at the game, and Areola has built a brilliant identity at the club on and off the pitch, and you have to give him a lot of credit. That I think that around all back five were completely different to what they had last season. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's at least 3-4 of them out. So you have to give them credit that identity for those new players to come in, and we're talking about our new players integrating and getting used to new environments. You have to give a lot of credit to Bournemouth in the way they played. But at the end of the day, Liverpool still scored 4 goals, and we were thoroughly deserving winners.
I mean, look, I will go straight into it because I know obviously you guys did a full post match reaction after the game, and look, I'm just gonna speak about a few things in regards to the actual game, in regards to performances. And look, I know who did you think didn't play well in terms of areas of concerns? What actually really stood out in terms of concerns?
Gene's first game of the season, Asim said that we were comfortable. I think to a certain extent we were up until them scoring, and then it was a bit of a basketball game, which Slot would have hated. It seemed as if we were rolling back the clock under Jurgen. But I don't want to be too, and we said this on Friday, we don't want to be too critical of the players. The one that stands out, Ibu Konate, didn't have the greatest of games. But first 3 to 5 games, Gene, I let them off. And I know
Yeah,
we've got to do content, and I know we have to, like, where the deficiencies are, which player let us down. Yes. Salah had a quiet game, but he gets
he
the
did.
fourth. You can tell that it was an emotionally charged game for all the individuals. So I will let Kanate off the hook, I will let some subpar performances from the team like Kirk's, Frimpong settling in. Kirk's that early that yellow that he picks up, those slide tackles, that sort of Albert Moreno sort of tenaciousness that he needs to iron out of his game. I will let that happen. Sabostrai, McAllister, they couldn't get going in tandem. There were a lot of things that this team will need to work on. But the positive side is we scored 40. We
Yeah.
scored 4 goals. And the reaction of the game from Salah, he wasn't the only one that was feeling that. Every single individual, even some of the Bournemouth players would have felt that. It
Mm.
was a very emotional day. So the way they sort of soaked it in and played under pressure, under stress, under emotional sort of discomfort, they came through it. And I think you mentioned it in the comments on Friday as well, Gene. First 6-7 games, it's just a matter of getting points on the board. And hopefully we go 7 out of 7. and the likelihood is, we could draw one or lose one, but it's quite favorable for us for the next 7 games. So for me, points on the board. I will start judging this team after September, Gene. After September, I'll start judging the new signings. Even Florian Wirtz, I thought he was good. I thought he was keeping it together. I thought he was, his passing was fine the first 20 minutes. And then gradually there was a bit of a drop off. First game of the season, first game in a Premier League season. We've seen what he can do at pre-season, but this was a different kettle of fish. When you're playing Bournemouth, an organized team, just like Asim mentioned, and the job that Irola's done there for the last 18 months, it was always going to be a tough game. But these players are all going to gel. This is a new reset. This is the summer of madness, the summer of chaos when it comes to signings. This team will take time to gel.
Gene, you are the ground.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, because I did chat to you after Friday night. I want to ask you about the atmosphere. It's only right if we just touch on the tribute that the club played to Diogo Jota, and I thought it was just an all-round special occasion.
It was unbelievable, Asim. You obviously saw most of it on screen, but then You'll Never Walk Alone was amazing. Obviously, we even with Andre Silva, we had a mosaic of both brothers, and it was an unbelievable occasion. The way we belted out the Jota song when the Premier League anthem was going on in the background, we literally drowned it out, and all you could hear was the Jota song. And it's something that I won't ever forget. I know I spoke to you after the game, and I mentioned it was a special atmosphere. Of course, the ending was incredible in terms of obviously the Chiesa's goal, and then the end, the Jota song when Salah was stood there. It's one that none of us will ever forget because we, especially me, I will never forget it. Everybody knows in the chat who watches this channel that Salah's my greatest ever footballer. I've loved him to bits, and then to see him in front of the Kop and then clap for 2 or 3 minutes. It was only natural for the people there to feel really emotional. And I'm not going to lie, look, I'm not the emotional type when it concerns, teary football, as him. Yes, I'm an emotional when it concerns wearing on my heart, on my sleeve, all that type of. But this was a different type of emotion because it was one of your own in front of there. Because you felt like there was some sort of hurting. You felt like he needed to get it off his chest. He needed to let this all out because, like Avi mentioned in the post match that. Players are humans. They will always try to keep it in. There are these big role models that we have that we look up to, but they are human. They need a release, and it really felt like it was Salah's release to the fans. We gave Salah strength. He needed to lay it out, and then when he ran off and we started belting the Salah song, he didn't want it to be about him. He ran as soon as the Salah song started. He ran straight down the tunnel. But as the whole occasion, it was beautiful. It was an amazing tribute, like you mentioned. We only do it the Liverpool way, and it's always the best way of the actual tribute. So big up to Liverpool Football Club, the fans, and everybody involved because it was an occasion that we won't forget emotionally and psychologically because it was fantastic. But going back to the game, Asim, and I'm going to come to you because obviously Avi mentions we scored 4 goals. It was brilliant. Yes, we still scored 4. But defensively, we conceded 2. Again, there's obviously other games where we conceded 2. Is this a concern going forward, or is this just the way we are now? Liverpool are going to be this chaotic team where, yes, we might concede a few, but we're going to go and try and score more. Because at times, it felt like we're just way too open. You're on mute, Asim.
This is, and then if I say something, I get.
Are you okay?
Carry on.
Okay, just pray your headphones serve you well tonight.
They always serve me well.
I'm going for you.
No, but this is the common theme now, isn't it, with your speakers or Gina's speakers? Like
You just keep having.
Just get an old-fashioned thing. Don't have a microphone at all. But I don't want to interrupt because I get told that.
Look at that! It's rubbing on your jumper. Do I ever complain?
Yeah, I just a brilliant question. Answer it.
You did ask a brilliant question. I think there's a lot of factors, Gene. Where do I start? Am I concerned? I can't lie. I looked at our setup and I saw 10 minutes. I keep on mentioning it. 10 minutes of Preston game. I watched the game in Japan, and I thought, you know what? You are gonna miss a player on the ball as good as Trent. He's a unicorn in possession, and we are gonna miss his traits. Now, if you put Bradley in there, if you put Frimpong in there, even though they play the position differently, the main thing is they're going to be high. One of them is going to be wide. One's going to be really high up the pitch, creating and instigating movement around our main creators. Now, what does that mean is we're overcommitting. The moment we lose the ball, we're not in a position to be counting pressing, and we're not compact. And call it the rest defense. And last season, I think, and what people are missing is, I was having a conversation with someone saying, look, how does that affect, our out of the ball, the moment that we lose the ball? Well, from the first phase of attack, the moment the ball goes up, you're overcommitting. That means if you lose the ball in deeper areas, you're already losing one defender. So the rest defense is going to be affected. We have to caveat every single point that we make tonight about the concerns of our rest defense is that Ryan Gravenberch has played that position for 12 months. We were concerned about his attacking traits, but he's learned that position really well. Is he still a natural? No. But he's more of a natural when it compares to McAllister in terms of being disciplined, shuttling across from left and right. Interceptions from Ryan Gravenberch were one of the highest in the league last season. So that shows you that he snuffs out danger the moment it becomes even bigger down the other end. And he intercepts play and reads play. And when you look at those goals, the first goal, I thought Dijk and Konate was too high as a right back, and he got caught with that ball. He didn't need to be that high. Van Dijk didn't attack the penalty spot quick enough to snuff out that cross coming from the other end. And I think Semenyo had a run on Robertson, but the moment we lost the ball, I do think it's Szoboszlai's mistake as well. We have to highlight that he tried some stupid in an area where it was really, really dangerous. And I think that is one of the points that we need to make sure is when you've got the likes of Szoboszlai in deeper areas, when you've got Frimpong and Bradley who cannot pass it into midfield, and then you've got generally as a collective new players in the team who are more dynamic, especially with Wirtz compared to Szoboszlai, and tries a few tricks, you are going to have to sacrifice a few out of the ball principles, and you have to get it right. Yes, the manager is concerned. We're all looking at it thinking we don't want to be too open because in the Premier League, teams will hurt you. So look, I am concerned, but I do believe we can sort it out. But I'm interested how Ryan Gravenberch comes into the team and gives us that discipline, gives what the main thing Ryan Gravenberch gives us, and the coaches, whether you're at Liverpool or all over the world, is they want central progression. Because why? Because most players are in the center of the pitch. If you lose it, you're compact to win it back again. And that's one thing Ryan Gravenberch allows us to do, to progress the ball centrally. So we have to...
But Asim, I want to come in. I want to just kind of come into this because at 2-0, the wing backs are coming off. Frimpong feels something in his hamstring, and Bournemouth are trying to stretch the game with Semenyo going at Kirkes, who's on a yellow. No problem. Like for like change. That's what we like to see, right? Robertson coming in for Kirkes, but we saw Endo instead of Joe Gomez, who did come on 12 minutes later. What's the thinking there of stop? Because I think that's a huge blunder where he's put Endo at right back, which we haven't seen maybe a few stints at his days at Stuttgart. We certainly haven't seen that at Liverpool under Jurgen or Slot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why not bring Gomez on right back in the 64th minute?
I think, look, I was surprised like everyone else, but I think the manager explained that he was a bit too worried about Joe Gomez's a lack of minutes in pre-season. I think he said he's only trained with us around about 2 times. So he probably thought at 2-0, do I really need him? I could probably get away with Endo managing the game. So I think that's what the thinking was. He probably realized how much of a target Endo became right hand side of. Not all his fault. I must admit. What was happening is one of their midfielders, because McAllister came on the right side of the pivot, that they were running off McAllister. McAllister was probably showing a bit of fatigue at that time as well because of his lack of minutes in pre-season. And their winger was staying really, really wide, and you can see it 2-3 times in that channel where Hendo didn't know what to do. Shall I stay compact? Shall I go out wide and let the wide man run at me? So it caused a bit of confusion, and I thought the manager realized his mistake, and at least he acted. And I thought it could have, saved us, because if we kept with that same formation, who knows? Bournemouth could have probably got a few more goals, because between 65 and 80, that was their best moment of the game, where they were pinning us, and it was all down their left-hand side because of that dynamic I've just explained. So, look, I think he made a mistake, but at least he rectified it.
My next question, Gene. I know you were hosting, but let me come in a little bit. We just call it Chip and Gene tonight, no problem. Especially with the way your mics are going, and I don't know where you're situated today, Gene. But anyway,
I can look at him, yeah.
Asim, Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz.
McAllister?
Gravenberch, Wirtz. Say if that's the midfield three, if that's what Stark goes with, do they have legs? Is that enough legs, considering what we've had in the past, where I'm just going to example Fab, Hendo, Wijnaldum. Compare those legs to the legs that Slot's trying to create.
I think you'll see that midfield, but you'll see it against teams that where we probably keep 70% of the ball and who cannot hurt us as much.
Lower league teams?
Lower
league, like, down the table.
Yeah, lower league teams where you probably see, although, look, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but if you do see it, you'll see it as a double pivot between McAllister and Gravenberch, and you'll allow Wirtz as just a positionless or floating 10. And that's what would say we was having just this good discussion between me and Gene, is the way Wirtz is playing. It's not unbelievably extremely different, but we are seeing him a lot more expressive in terms of freedom, where he comes in and he's popping up in all sorts of positions. And now that's not a bad thing, especially in teams where you're trying to break down the block. But we are a bit too dynamic, and it's a fine line between really fluid, as we've seen with PSG and Liverpool in the past 12 months. But if you're too dynamic, you can sometimes confuse yourself. And in the goals that we saw at 2-0, 2-1, and 2-2, where you're committing the right back, you're committing the left back, Endo is bloody box crashing. When the hell did you see Endo attack the box like that at 2-1? And I think that is maybe due to how fluid we become over the last 2-3 weeks. Look, again, I don't want to make it about Trent, but we were always going to miss a Trent who's probably, I've said it in the past, that he was 50% of our build-up. Him, technically good. He could have a ping at 60 yards, and he could put a ball down the channel. He can put a ball down to the number 10 or the right side, the left side of midfield, and pop it over and bypass the press. When you lose that, you have to create other ways. Now, that's why you've seen Wirtz come really, really deep at times, because you have to understand how difficult that is to bypass Bournemouth. And the easy option, and we've done it in the past, Avi, is where Liverpool have dragged their double pivot really at the edge of our own box. We've kept it 4 conventional defenders, kept Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in the number 2. So it's their 6 lads versus our 6 lads. And then we ask our number 10 to drag out their centre-back and come into midfield. If he doesn't follow him, then we've got a spare man in the first phase of play, and we beat him, and we find Florian Wirtz in our own half, and he can drive. But if he follows him, then we've got a 3v3 at the other end of the pitch. And then it's all about Alisson's and Van Dijk's switches. How many times have we seen, Salah pluck a ball out of thin air, and all of a sudden we've turned around the opposition? We have to give credit, how Bournemouth, how aggressive they were. So I don't think we're going to come up against this sort of team that are just relentless. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they were still last season, at the end of the season, the highest team for highest turnovers. So look, this is not just an accident from Bournemouth. This is a team that's built on high turnovers. This is their ideology, and this is their identity, And, we are going to come up against teams where it's a lot more easier to build up, and we bypass and we create our quality and we get plenty of goals. But for Liverpool to get 4 goals against such an aggressive press, you still have to applaud it. Some concerns, but Bournemouth are going to hurt every single team in the league, Avi.
And Avi, look, you mentioned Gravenberch, and obviously Asim touched on Gravenberch and what obviously he's going to give us. I'll be honest with you, when I look at this football team, yeah, am I concerned? No. But is Gravenberch the answer to everything? Because if I look, Gravenberch comes in, yes, he's going to help us with our first phase of play. As I mentioned, he's one of, in terms of winning the ball back, he was probably the player that wins the ball back more than any other player in the team. Do you think Gravenberch coming in sorts us out? Because I'll be honest with you, Gravenberch comes in, you're taking away either a McAllister or Soboslai, right? So when you take one of them, both of them are integral, if you ask me, to the way we play, right? So that means one of them is gone. So Gravenberch's going to come in. Number one, does he sort it out? And number two, who do you take out?
I think he sorts it out to an extent, Gene. We've seen it last season. Look, he can operate as a third centre back. He was almost at times doing a sweeper role last season, picking the ball up from real deep. McAllister can do it, but Gravenberch sort of grew in stature in that position last season, game in, game out, from Ipswich, from the first game of the season last year to, towards the end. I know there was a bit of a fall off naturally because he had a lot of game time. There were a lot of mileage on those legs. He was playing every single week. Yeah. I think we are over reliant on Grav, but I think we can be, in terms of we know the quality that he's shown last season. We wanted a ball controller. We wanted a volume passer, like Asim likes to say, in Zubimendi last year. Zubimendi was the be-all and end-all that we thought was going to come into this team. He's going to, have us structurally set, and he'll be the DM. We saw him in the Euro final when Rodri came off. We saw how he could dictate play from the centre circle. We saw a little bit of it today at United. I didn't think he was. I didn't think it was his greatest games, but the little things that you can see him doing with Rice and Odegaard, it will come together. It will come together. Today was a tough game for him and Arsenal. I didn't think they didn't look great at all. But with Grav, he can pick up positions. He is readily available to pick up a pass, whether it was from Trent last season, or whether it was from Robbo, or whether it was from Van Dijk, or whether it was from Ibu. On Friday, we were looking long too many times. Ibu at times was lost of where to pick his man because Frimpong was high up the pitch, almost like same position as in line with Salah, but he was a little bit inverted, and Salah was on the outside in the first half. I think he sorts it out positionally. I think he brings a lot more balance. But against Newcastle, when you're playing against a Tonali, Guimaraes, a Jolinton, bet your bottom dollar, but Jacob Murphy's got plenty of legs. I can see him starting on that Monday. I don't know which way he goes because I don't think you can drop Sobo right now, purely because of the legs. McAllister, as a wonderful footballer he is, Gina, I know you're his biggest fan. I don't think he gives us enough going that way. Going forward, brilliant. Dictate play, pass, move, look available. The Iniesta sort of in our team, brilliant when he needs to up the tempo. But going back that way, like he's shown against Bournemouth, we struggled. I don't think you can drop a Sobo. You got to bring in Grav. Wirtz, that's the question mark. Do you play him away at St. James's Park? I know it's a silly question. But I'm only saying this because it's going to be a tough. It's going to be an ugly game. They're up for it. They're going to be up for it with all this Isaac carry on. And even Gordon said it yesterday at Villa Park. He goes, I can't wait till we meet Liverpool.
Avi, if you spend 160 million pounds on a player and you don't play him in a away game in the second day of the season, just imagine what that does for his confidence.
Okay, where do you fit him in then? So you're dropping McAllister. So Asim, you're telling me you're dropping McAllister.
You play him in the number 10.
So you're dropping McAllister then?
Only because I think he lacked match fitness.
Avi, I will drop McAllister. I'm going to be open and honest with you for this game, because he's just come back. He obviously was injured at back end of last season. McAllister's back. We need the legs of Sobo. We want Wirtz to start. Then Soboslai, Gravenberch, and Wirtz would be my 3 in midfield because he's not fully ready. Let's face it, he didn't have the best of games, and we need the legs. We need the physicality as much as a winner McAllister is. we cannot go to a game away to Newcastle and not have somebody who's number one fully fit and number
Yeah.
two isn't fully ready physically. So you simply have to go with the best players you have available. I'm not a fan of the four playing, I'll be honest with you, because the others will. Salah has to play, Ekatike has to play, and Gakpo has to play. So Wirtz has to play.
Why does Gakpo have to play in your eyes, Gene?
He has to play, man. But how can you not play Gakpo? He's the only natural left winger we has. I don't want McAllister. I don't want Florian Wirtz to be playing from that left hand side. I don't want to see him there.
So going man
I
for
want
man,
him, I want Gakpo. Gakpo will get you a goal. That's the one thing that he gets you. I know he might not be the explosive winger that can go past Peterman, but with two things with Gakpo. Number one, you give him a chance in that area when he cuts inside, he's gonna bury it. Right? There's no doubt about that. He is a really, really good finisher. If the ball's inside. And number two, you can't take a player outside who's genuinely done all right. And I don't want to see Wirtz playing on that left hand side. I genuinely don't want to see Wirtz playing on that left hand side.
So
Szoboszlai right back?
No. No, yaar. Gordon having a bloody field day against him, yaar. Come on.
Gordon's
My
playing
only
up top.
problem is Gordon.
He'll play up top, won't he?
He's going to play up top.
Who played on the left for them yesterday? I didn't watch the Villa game. Who played up?
Barnes, I think it was, wasn't it?
And then we've got Elanga.
If I was Barnes, I'd fancy it. I'd fancy Szoboszlai on the right back as a right back.
I'm not, people are mentioning that, we're scared, that Wirtz is scared to go to Newcastle. No,
it's not about scared. Last season, we struggled to match Newcastle in the cup final and St. James's Park that first half. We struggled, right?
Yeah, we did.
We did struggle against that dog horse midfield. That's what the quality is. I know they've got quality in abundance. Ramirez, Tonali, Jolinton is that workhorse. I just think a midfield of Szoboszlai, Grav has to be it. That has to be the mainstay, Asim. I don't think you can positionally put Szoboszlai as a right back.
The only thing I'm concerned, and I can guarantee you, the Liverpool fans will be talking about in 3-4 weeks is our progression down the right hand side, because at the moment, whether it's Bradley, whether it's Frimpong, they're too high. What I would say, and just going back on Gravenberch, is what Gravenberch gives you is the ability to even play as a single pivot and do his carrying. And even if he's man marked, if you're coming up an aggressive press like Bournemouth, it only takes one guy to beat a man and the whole game is open. And who better to do it than Ryan Gravenberch? Because Szoboszlai can't drop a shoulder on a consistent basis. McAllister likes to field the defender and then pass it. But at the end of the day, even though as much as a warrior he is, he does put himself in a predicament at times. Even though I do love his, the way he protects the ball as well, because he's just that South American grit. He loves it. But that is what I liked about Liverpool, that the conservative build-up, but it was also very, very attacking, and he loved that for probably two-thirds of the season last season, where he had Trent, Van Dijk, Ibu, and Robertson. Then he had Ryan Gravenberch, and then he had the two eights in McAllister and Szoboszlai. And the reason why he could do that is because he's got Ryan Gravenberch. So you still got 5 defenders and you've got 5 attackers as well. It is a really, really good. And as the attack develops, then Trent goes and Robertson goes as well. But that was the good thing about Arne Slot. And I think he just can't get that dynamic or balance right at the moment, is because he's missing such a good player. But look, let us see with Ryan Gravenberch, because on and off the pitch, on and off the ball, he should help us. But I am concerned about Liverpool's progression. I'm telling you right now.
I have some question to you, and Gene, you can come in this as well. I'm on a slot next Monday. I'm not gonna fiddle around with my fullbacks. Frimpong's fit, Kirkers is fit, Ibu and Van Dijk are fit, and they're gonna be starting. Yeah, Alisson in goal. I am putting McAllister, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch in this team. What are you doing?
So you're putting Gravenberch,
McAllister, and Szoboszlai in this team. What am I doing?
So he's putting Szoboszlai in midfield, Gravenberch, and Wirtz, yeah?
And I'm putting McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in this team,
If
but
it's
not
an-
not at right back, not Szoboszlai at right back.
if it's
What
an
are you
away
doing?
game, if
Yeah.
it's an away game, and probably Newcastle does qualify as in terms of that level. Newcastle away, Arsenal away, City away. I don't like it, but just because of you asked me the question, I'm playing Florian Wirtz
As a 9
ahead of Cody Gakpo.
on the left. Okay. Gene?
It's the only way. It's the only way it works. And there is no way in a million that is the team against Newcastle. I will tell you that right now. There is not a chance Ekatike is not starting that game. Not a chance.
No. He's not saying Ekatike is not starting. He's saying Gakpo is not starting.
I said Gakpo's not starting.
Gakpo, Ekatike will start. There's no doubt about that.
Ekatike.
But he's dropping Gakpo for this.
And the reason why, Avi Gene, is one of
Guys,
the
go back to that League Cup final. Sorry, Asim. Go back to that League Cup final. We were out-muscled, out-battled. And you could say game time. We had a strenuous sort of league campaign up until that point, but there was still enough in the tank to beat this Newcastle team. We were battered all over the pitch, boys.
This is a fair point.
Gakpo is factually only good at Anfield. What have I been saying for the last thingy?
No. The reason I'm saying that is maybe
I
that
always
was,
said it. Diaz away games.
You won't win us the Champions League. That's what
I
you
always said it. Diaz away games, Gakpo Anfield.
That makes a lot of sense.
I've always said that.
maybe that works then. Maybe that's the only way around it then. Is you drop Gakpo and then you play. He comes on off the bench.
I think,
And the reason why, Avi, sorry to interject,
No.
is because you've got the reason why is because we want an extra man midfield, and the reason what we miss is, and we're probably going to miss it, especially if we thought we were a bit open at home to Bournemouth. In theory, in a away game, you're generally going to suffer a bit more, aren't you? So what it allows us to do is get Szoboszlai in the number 10 position, and when we do lose it, we sniff out the danger before it becomes a bigger problem. And that shuttling across from the number 10 position to the right and left, especially to the right, because we know we like to for Salah to cheat a bit off the ball. That Florian Wirtz has got the midfielder type of legs. He comes deep, he carries it, he likes to tackle, he turns over the ball, but he's not a Dominic Szoboszlai in counter pressing. Dominic Szoboszlai is one of the best counter presses in the world. He's that good at it. But at least when he plays on the big day, you've got him in the number 10 and you've got what we saw last season. But my only concern would be if we are a bit too reliant then on Kirkes to provide the width.
But I think he can give more trouble to Livramento with Wirtz coming in a lot more, cutting inside a lot more, and Kirk is just concentrating on that left side of the pitch, basically. Asim. For Kirk is just to bomb down the left. With Gakpo on the left, I think Livramento will be very comfortable because we saw on Friday very early on, Kirkes was not overlapping Gakpo. Gakpo was holding width to a certain extent. He was crossing with his left on Friday as well. I just think with Wirtz's movement coming inside, Livramento will have to just naturally just track him. And then you got space for Kirkes to come on the left-hand side. And he's had a field day there last season when he scored that beautiful goal for Bournemouth, that long run that he made. I think that's more suited to punish Newcastle.
True, but McAllister then has got a big responsibility. On the ball, he'll need to play like a Modric and Toni Kroos and a Thiago role. If Kirkeg is higher, he'll come into those left-sided centre-back positions, which I don't mind him doing. But
Newcastle, man. You can't have everybody bombing forward. This is Newcastle away with Tony Elanga. 1 second, with Tony Elanga, Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes, and Tret Tucker in midfield, bro. We have to solidify ourselves. Forget going forward right now. You're talking about Kirkes bombing forward and fucking Frimpong bombing forward. We need to sort our defense out. We need to solidify ourselves from the back first and then move forward. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, when I look at our defense, Konate first 25 minutes was dog shit. He couldn't pass to a 20-yard pass. That's the truth. He wasn't good. Second half, yes, I know he got some headers in there. Van Dijk at times was lax. He wasn't. It felt like for the goal, he wasn't on it. Yeah, it felt like at times he let the player run, and I didn't like it. We have to solidify ourselves from the back. Forget this fucking bombing forward right now, boys. I want my defense to be fucking ready. And this is the most important thing. Otherwise, I'm telling you now, that crowd is going to be up for it. That midfield is going to be up for it. And boy, that front three, I know they weren't great against Villa, but on a Monday night against us, it's probably their biggest home game of the season. And pace, it kills us. Semenyo taught us something that we need to get that sorted. We need to put a stop to it in terms of transitions, because that team will kill the shit out of us in transition. I will tell you that right now if we don't sort it out. Straight up,
What team would you play then?
right now. Look, I'm okay. Look, I'm going with three. I want McAllister to not start. I want
Okay.
a Soboslai, I want a Gravenberch, and I want a Wirtz. I want Gakpo, Ekatike, and thingy. But I don't want the fullbacks to bomb forward. I'll be honest. I'm not for this game. It's about trying to control. You're not going to control them by bombing forward.
Wouldn't you control it more with the McAllister in the team, though?
Huh?
Wouldn't you control the proceedings with McAllister
He's not
in the team?
fully fit yet. I've seen the games that he's played.
By Wirtz.
Yeah, he was fit enough to start on Friday, wasn't he? You can't say he's fit. How's he going to build his fitness then? He's not going to be playing in the under-21s now, is he?
This isn't a game for it, Avi, man. This is away to Newcastle, and I'll say exactly how it is. McAllister, whenever he's played Newcastle, has slightly struggled. He's actually struggled in them. If you watch the games against them, he's slightly struggled in them games.
So he was right last season. He was right last season then.
Who?
When they said there's certain opposition, certain games where he just wouldn't put McAllister in the team.
Who?
And you argued with the point.
I did argue with the point. Because I'm a big McAllister fan. I wouldn't take. But right now we have a midfield. We've got a McAllister. We've got Wirtz in the 10. So I feel as though we have enough there in terms of creativity that we can make it work with Soboslai and Gravenberch. We have enough. Last year we didn't have a Wirtz. Soboslai was playing further forward.
I wouldn't be concerned about McAllister picking up the ball in deeper areas. I think he can play that role. He's played that role before. The concern is who your winger is then, because we've got Wirtz there. Like, for example, PSG do it when Mendes, who generally is like a Robertson and a Kirkes, even though he's a lot better technically, but in terms of position, he stays and then goes. But if he's a bit higher, then Vitinha comes into that position as well, just like we've seen that Toni Kroos do it for a decade. But the problem is PSG have got Kvaratskhelia who can hold width. So if that's the reason why Mendes can join the attack when he really needs to be the sixth attacker. Can Wirtz hold width? That is the problem. And if he doesn't, and if you want him to have a bit more freedom and go into the middle of the park, the concern is then you've got Maka in the left-sided centre-back position. Then you've got Wirtz inside. Then it's all on Kirkes. It's all on Kirkes to provide the width.
We're not playing Maka.
That is why
this is why I've said I want Soboslai to start, because he can go on the left.
He can go on the left. That is a fair point. If you're going to have McAllister receiving there, and Wirtz on the left, actually, then you're all right, because you've just dropped a thingy, haven't you? Then it works.
Yeah.
Then it works. Because if Kirkes stays, McAllister can receive outside the block. And then
get up, Soboslai. Why are you talking about McAllister?
Soboslai, sorry. If not McAllister, Kirkes stays, you've got Soboslai on the width, and then you've got Wirtz inside. So it does work. So this is the reason why I mentioned when you play Wirtz, the only way you can probably get away with it is you've got Soboslai at left side in midfield.
That's why I want him. That's why McAllister cannot play, and that's why Soboslai should play this game. But Avi, coming to you, I mentioned the defense. Yeah, I mentioned the defense. I mentioned Dijk, Konate. I mentioned Virgil van Dijk. They're not. Look, it's early, and I always say.
I thought Virgil was immense. By the way, I thought he was brilliant on Friday.
Immense.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant.
I won't call him a man.
Watch his game. I watched the 95 minutes again. I thought he was.
Watch it again. I'm probably watching last
season. I'm lucky. No, I thought he was so much. Obviously, the Community Shield was just a fuck off friendly, wasn't it? Really, in mind my language, but I thought it was so much better. I thought it was really good.
I'll be honest with you. From what I saw from
I
Bavani,
thought Kirk. I thought his game. If anything, his game
it
was.
wasn't very good. He was for
Oh, yard. If you saw the donkey, and I'm sorry to call him this straight away, but Kirk's was absolutely amok. He didn't know whether he was coming and going at times.
he's
Sliding in tackles, doing
he
an
did a job on
absolute
him.
Albert Moreno. Like, he was over passive, over passionate, over tenacious. He needs to curb that. There's nothing that Van Dijk could do then, isn't it? And then he had Ibu next to him. In the context of things, Van Dijk was very, very good. Frimpong was good. He was very Frimpong was very, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're not
Conservative.
Very conservative. There you go, great word. He was very conservative, and that could be because of the hamstring, the little tightness in the hamstring. But the two that he was playing with either side did not help his cause, and he was still had a very, very good game.
You know, people are saying Verge had an incredible game.
I'm telling you, what's the game again? I watched it last night.
I don't think he was shit, but I thought it was a standard Virgil. It was standard, and that for
coming back to the. Oh yeah, why don't you not put this on slow chat? All right, it's fine. I just want to come into forgetting that for a second. I just want to come into the central defensive positions, Gene. Konate needs to kick up his ass. Yeah, whether he stays or goes doesn't bother me, but he needs to kick up the ass. I tell you what happens.
Doing, man.
I tell you why he gets to kick up the. I tell you who gives him that kick up the ass. Then mute him. They'll block him. Otherwise, I'm going to go fucking off on one. People are going to get pissed off.
Chill. Go on, I've done
the rocket up his ass is going to be Mark Gahey coming in. Mark Gahey, we need to go out there. 50 million. If that's what Parish wants now, get it. Another solid performance today. I know he only clapped the fans for literally 10 seconds, and Glasner was trying to call him over again. He didn't want it. He went straight down the dressing room. Played brilliant against us, Community Shield. He's the one that I want now. Get Gahey in. He's won me over. Like, he's won me over. I want to get Gahey in. And because that will give Konate, I think he's a little bit relaxed. Let's just say that, yeah? He was very poor on Friday, but we know what Konate is capable of. Get Gahey in. That will really give him a rocket up his ass. That's what he needs. We need proper competition in those centre-back positions. Because look, let's face it, Gomez will be shifted from right to left this season. He could be doing some minutes on left back, right back, and a few at centre-back, right? But Konate really needs a Gahey type signing to come in and say, listen, I'm the man. Leone, great. Nurture him in. Give him the cup games. I do worry about Leone, but if they've said he's ready for this season, they want to come in, bring him in, not loan him. Fair enough, and he's bloody tall as well. But yeah, we need Gahey.
Gene, I mentioned that we were always going to feel the loss of Trent. If any player is going to feel the loss of Trent, is Ibu Konate, and we just talked about our right-sided progression and how dodgy we look at it. He feels 50% of our build-up. Then what do? And it's increased the responsibility in crazy amount of numbers on Ibu Konate. Why? Is because the right back is higher, so it's increased on-ball duty and responsibility on Ibu Konate. Now, what does he do? And he's not the greatest of technical defenders. So that is one thing I forgot to mention about the imminent arrival of Gahey.
I think he's passing some fucking joke as well, Konate. I'm sorry, yaar.
Look, that's not his strength. That's not his strength.
I don't think he can pass a 5-yard pass. Honestly, he was very poor on Friday. But we know. But this is what I mean. But Asim, what it is, he knows Gomez is not threatening his position. Leone's not threatening his position either. Let's face it, right, guys? As much talent as he is, and China's saying that, listen, this guy's a dog's bollocks. Fair enough. But he needs a Gahey. World Cup, yeah, he needs someone that's going to rival him from the off.
I agree with that.
That's when we see the best of Konate again. Because I worry about Newcastle. I know they haven't got Isak, but Barnes, Elanga, Gordon, Pulijao for the centre backs.
Okay, no, I think Asim do the super chats now. I think there's a few that have come through.
Yeah, but look, Gahey in theory should give us a lot more technical security at the back. But you also need to learn the position as well. This is completely different to what he's got an extra mate, protecting him, and he does a lot of protecting as well. To be fair to him as well. So look, we're talking Ibu Konate. Yes, he's not the greatest of on the ball defenders, but Gahey coming in, Avi, we've talked about. Yeah, he's a great leader. He's got all the attributes to do well. but sometimes some better players than Mark Gahey have come out to Liverpool and just can't take the pressure because the scrutiny is on a different level.
Gene, just before we go to the super chats, 2 questions to both of you. £25 million offer comes in for Konate, 48 hours to go for the window. Yeah, he's already signed there. Yeah, Leone's
Reject.
I'd accept.
Yeah, what are these guys doing today, man?
The market. Anyway, carry on. Do the supers, Asim.
Alex, thank you so much, mate. 24-25, 2 counter goals in 38 games, 25-26, 2 in 1 game. Wow. It's a great start, that is. That's a great start.
Listen, haven't we assigned? I know I was away a little bit, but haven't we assigned mods?
We have. It wasn't Fadi a mod.
Yeah, but you can't have one. You need
we got a junior in the thing.
Put Sidi, Daim Shah.
Junior my Sheikh, we can't see. Junior,
Ali, put 4-5 on mods, man. Like Ali's always in. Tuwai's always in. Daim Shah's always in. Vanch is always in. And Zach or someone. Put 5 already on mod. Who's got 1, man? What about Fadi's away?
No, we had about 2. We've got admin in the chat. Born and Red Junior.
Simicast is off. Breaking news.
Oh yeah. Costas Simicast's exit expected to accelerate as Liverpool could also open to initial loan proposals as well. Oh, you're a Gus, man. This guy.
Have you got the chat on slow chat or not?
We have, let me go to Lethan's. Lethan, thank you so much for your super chat, mate. Slot post-match after sounded like he was inviting our old ways with his own twist. I feel he knows the players he's got is you score 1, we score 3.
That won't win you the league, unfortunately, Lee. That mentality. And Klopp found that out as well. That doesn't win you the league. That's why he made the changes he did prior to the 2019 season. That method, that's Kevin Keegan football back in the 90s. That doesn't get you anywhere.
I disagree. I think he knows the problems. He's just not going to say it on live TV and accept that we've got crazy amount of problems. It just affects the psyche of the players. Don't you think the players know that we've got some defensive transition problems? And if he highlights it again with a Carragher who was like persistent once or twice, 3 times, and acting like a fan on TV rather than a pundit, then I think it was right not to engage. And sometimes you say, look, yeah, this is the way we play. But back of his mind, and the moment he went off that pitch into that changing room, he'll be getting all the videos out. Believe you me. Because it's just a manager who loves control. And then what did we say last season, Avi? That this is a manager who loves control, even though at times, or a lot of the times, he didn't grasp it because we didn't have those, specialists in some specialist positions. But he was big on accelerating play on your terms. And at the moment, maybe that's not happening, but he will address it. Any team that's got 3-4 starters in it, you can't expect straight away, for us to doing the same things again.
Ask sorry, before you go, the new players. Look, I know there's bedding in period, there's bedding in time. It takes a bit of time, and I'm okay with it. Like Kirkes, Frimpong, Wirtz, Ikatike, it's fine, it's okay. My issue with the little thing that makes me slightly worried is obviously when I look at Ibu, Konate, and Van Dijk. As a pair together, I see them, and I see it's not just a game or 2. It's happened in pre-season. It's happened against Palace. It's happened in the first game. We've got 2 difficult games coming up. He needs to get it right. Of course, Grav will help, and I hope it does. And I think hopefully we'll see a different Liverpool team against Newcastle.
The only way you don't critique too much with Ibu and Van Dijk, and I know it wasn't great in the Community Shield, and Ibu on Friday wasn't great. They're forming relationships with their wing backs as well. That's going to take time, especially when you're playing with someone like a Kirkes who just loves bombing forward, who thinks attack first, and Frimpong, who's arguably been the best right back statistically over the last 2 years, who just likes to bomb forward as well. It's all about forming and gauging those relationships, and I think in turn that'll keep us tighter. Big up Selection, by the way, always in our chat, and the avid subscriber and contributor as well in more ways than one.
Still 800 in, by the way, Avi. Come on, people, like and subscribe.
Guys, come on. Once we get to 20k, Ali, I think you said subscriber mode. That only works when you've got 20k in plus. So, guys, help us get us over the line by September. Let's get to 20k. It's going to be a big, big push, but we need it from you guys. Gravenberch should only be used against opposition who can't exactly match us physically, and how dynamic said opposition is. we just can't keep possession well enough to really mitigate how frequent transitions occur. Asim?
That is a big statement because he's saying he should only be used against opposition who can't exactly match us physically. There's a lot, probably 2/3 of the league that can't match physically. What are you going to do? Leave McAllister out then? I can't see that happening. And this manager absolutely loves McAllister. This is not me. Just don't even need to watch a game from last season. You just watch Bournemouth and where McAllister was. And I think this manager is a winner. He looked at the team and he thought, it's Bournemouth. I need my best players on the pitch. And he played him because McAllister is one of your best players. The guy's mentality. Look, I've questioned his legs against the very best. I get that. We've just talked about it for the last hour or so. But I can't see Gravenberch and McAllister playing, 70% of the matches. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, sorry.
Rayan just sent it on.
Next one, Mohsin, thank you so much. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Maka, and Wirtz on the left versus Newcastle. We've just talked about that. Thank you so much, Mohsin. That is an option. That is an option. I'm quite sure we will see it. We will see it. And even when, hopefully, and even when Alexander Isak comes in and he starts over Ekitike, let's be honest, as much as how well Ekitike is doing, Ekitike's counter-pressing and off-the-ball awareness is much better than Isak. So when you lose that, then you're also losing a lot more off-the-ball duty as well. Yes, Isak is a lot better player and better finisher, but off the ball against big opposition, it probably increases the case for someone like Wirtz being the extra man in midfield as well.
Gene, this is before we go on to Rayan's super chat, Asim. Hugo Ekitike wasn't probably our first choice. Wasn't my first choice. Wasn't your first choice. Pretty sure it wasn't Asim's first choice. But he's come in 2-2. If he keeps scoring now before Isak comes in, you can't drop him, surely.
I mean, any other striker in the world, I'd probably say yeah, but this is Alexander Isak, mate. And when you spend 130 bags on the lad, he starts for your football club. And look, Hugo Ekitike has been unbelievable since he's come in. That first half performance, I think we've seen his link-up play with Wirtz. That first half performance on Friday, you know what, he was brilliant. I thought his link-up play was good. The way he pops off, the way he drops deep, he's strong. He can go past the player. He's got the tools to become an unbelievable player for this football club, whether it be a 9, slightly from the left, however Slot wants him to play. This kid has all the ability and the traits to become a focal point for Liverpool. And look, if Isak comes, Isak is our number 9. There's no doubt about that. But, and you guys have mentioned it previously, Isak plays 35 games a season. Liverpool play 55 to 60 games a season. And so that's a lot of games and a lot of game time Ekitike is going to get through the middle as a 9. And yes, there's going to be other times where he might have to come off the bench, make his play there, or play in slightly varied positions. But look, Isak was always my number 1. I was never going to take any other striker over Isak. But Ekitike was always my number 2. When I saw him play, I felt like he had the attributes that, you know what, he fits the slot system, his link-up play, because we missed link-up play in this team when we are, with respect to Jota and Darwin, the link-up play wasn't great. This kid, his link-up play is fantastic, and we already saw in the Charity Shield his link-up play with Wirtz. That's going to improve. It's going to get better. You're going to see him link up with Salah and the other players a lot more, because I'll be honest, Salah in the last 2 games hasn't been the Salah that we've seen in the past. He hasn't been his best games. He's going to get there as well. And he's going to start linking within, making these 1-2. And I questioned over the last couple of years, and I questioned you and Asim, and I've always said this, that Liverpool, I've never really seen Liverpool carve a team open. We're seeing these amazing little 1-2s and they create a chance like that. It's always magic. We're waiting for our players to show some magic. Cut inside, bang, goal. It's always magic. But with Ekitike, you can see patterns of play in our forward line where we're linking up and trying to create chances. Him and Wirtz will be a revelation, but Isak will always be my number 9 the minute he comes through the door.
Asim, they always say never disrupt a forward's momentum. If he's scoring goals, you can't drop him. But Gina's like, if Isak comes in, he's going straight in. surely we find a place in this team for Ekitike to play alongside Isak and not in place.
I don't like Yavi.
You don't like him
I
off
do
the
not
left.
like. I do not like him from the left. I do not like him. We
Is
will.
that because we haven't got a huge sample size to go off?
No, I'm just profiling. I'm trying to profile a player. And look, I might get it wrong. I'm trying to profile. I'm not saying he can't do things from the left hand side, but it's a similar. I'm not comparing him. He's twice the footballer of Darwin Núñez is. Many people wanted Darwin Núñez to play off the left as well,
Left, yeah.
but he was better from a position of number 9, then coming to the left and being an outlet, an out ball, and then in transition. I think Ekitike has got a lot more skill and IQ than Darwin Núñez, and that's not hard. But I just don't see him as a natural, width holding winger who can just stand up a right back and take him on the outside. We've been crying out for that type of winger, and I don't think he is that guy. His favorite places will be in the left half space. And how that little second goal for Gakpo, where he made a run into the channel, he came out, recycled the ball, and connected with Gakpo, and Gakpo does what he does best. That is the sort of number 9 and facilitator that I can see him. Yes, we will see him interchanging positions in natural, dynamic fluidity, but as a starting position to stretch the opposition and run at him for 90 minutes, he's not that player. Now, will we see it? Yes, we will. Why? Because it will be an option for Arne Slot when he's chasing a game where he says, okay, he takes a midfielder off and puts Gravenberch at centre. Sorry, he takes a centre back off and puts Gravenberch into a centre back position and goes like a 4-2-4, for example, and plays Ekitike on the inside and then allows Kerkez or Dominic Soboslai or Curtis Jones on the left hand side to hold a bit of width as well. We will see it when we're chasing games. Will we see it on a regular basis on like starting lineups? I don't think it's going to happen. I might be wrong, but that's my opinion.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I will go to
Super chat.
Rehan's super chats that
Super
he
chat.
keeps giving
Asim,
to.
go on.
Rehan, thank you so much. 2 huge super chats, always supporting the boys. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. His first super chat, he says, Florian Wirtz will be sensational footballer for us, but he's not up to speed with the pace and the physicality of the league. I wouldn't play him. Wow. Against Newcastle, he'd get bullied by that Newcastle team. Play Gravenberch and Maka and Dom. Look, it's a fair shout. I understand what he's saying. And to be fair, look, Florian Wirtz, I think he was getting a lot of stick. But when you talk about the patterns and play and this and that, Gene, I think Florian Wirtz is going to make us do that, playing triangles and carve out opposition on a weekly basis. But what Rehan is saying is, look, he did lose the ball quite a few times against Bournemouth. Let's be real. But he's that kind of player. He's another unicorn. He's an attacking midfielder effectively. And he is a guy that is going to try things. So if you're number 10 and you won and we won, we've been wanting a creative number 10 for the last 12 months. But when he does try things, you have to accept that, you know what, on some days, things are not going to, he's not going to pull them off. But if Bournemouth was struggling, were making him struggle, then Newcastle are more physical than Bournemouth, Avi. Would you look at that option where you put Florian Wirtz in on the bench, maybe bring him on for the last 20, 30 minutes when they're tired and the game's a bit more open, a bit more space for your creative outlet, and then go what we saw last season with your midfield?
I want those 3 playing.
Big call. It's a big call.
I want those 3 playing, but I want Wirtz off the left. And I've been a big advocate for Gakpo. I tweeted on Saturday morning that people are making him the scapegoat, but all I want is numbers from Gakpo. But just for Newcastle, I just want a little bit of know-how. McAllister brings that. So Boslai's legs are going to be important, especially against Jolinton, Tonali, and Gravenberch. And then you got Gravenberch, who needs to be as that sitting 6, But I would play Wirtz off the left. I think Kerkez on the left back position. I think he could cause Trippier. My bad, I said Livramento earlier on. I think he could cause Trippier because Trippier is 33 now as well. I could see Kerkez going off that left.
Bro, Raria Parme. We want to see fucking Florian Wirtz in the 10, man. We want to see Florian Wirtz
No,
in
he
the
was still drift. It's not as if
you
he's designed to play just off the left.
when
He
they
will be
want
designed to drift. He's going to be influential in all
He
sides.
is, he is.
All
I mean, I
zones of
want
the pitch.
Gakpo to start. I want us to go play how we want to play. I don't want us to change just because we're playing Newcastle at St James's Park. We're Liverpool Football Club. We're the
No, but it's
champions.
adapting,
I get
isn't
it.
it?
I
That's
know that.
why
I get it.
Salah
Chaps.
is revered as a great coach. He
Yes.
adapts. He adapts to the opposition.
I get exactly what you're saying. I get whatever all you guys are saying. I get it, but I don't want to see it. I get it, but I don't want to see it. I want to see Wirtz in the 10. I don't care about their physicality. I don't care. Listen, we paid £160 million for this footballer. Yeah, he's one of the best young players in world football. I'm not taking out of his position because I think something might happen. No, play him in that position and let's see what happens. If it goes tits up, we can change it. Doesn't matter. We're not changing.
God of war, Asim, that's
Sorry apart, mate. We don't mess about. We're Liverpool Football Club. End of the day, they're going to be shitting bricks from us as well. We're not exactly playing shit. They're playing Liverpool. Play who are the players that we want to play. If you want to play Soboslai,
Why do we change things when it goes tits up? Then just go with it all along.
Obviously, if it's not good, if the game's not working, then in-game
It's all
management.
about adaptability, isn't it? That's what I've been saying. Why can't you adapt? Why can't you adapt earlier?
But if it starts and it still goes tits up, you played the three players that the three players that you mentioned, Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch, they all played in the final, and what happened? We got leathered. So and it doesn't matter. You go play your best team. Play Florian Wirtz in that 10. Play Gakpo, Salah, and Ekatike, and let's see what happens. And then if we are thinking, we can make changes. But I'm not changing a football player because play him on the left now, play him as a false 9. Doesn't matter. Just go for him. We're not going to fear.
Well, didn't we play an extra man in the midfield last season? I think City.
Jones
we did.
played against Newcastle.
We did. We won that game 2-0, Gene.
City away, man.
Newcastle's probably the second or third hardest.
That was Alexander Isak. But we went to Newcastle with this team that you're mentioning with Quansah at right back. Yeah. Trent didn't start that game. Yeah, we should have won that game.
We got battered first half, though, Gene.
We battered them. We should have won that game. We went. We missed chances. Salah scored at the end, and then if it wasn't for a mistake, we lost that game. So we drew that game. So look, and we had players out, so we'll be all right. Don't think
I would never ever put Wirtz on Monday night on the bench. Let me get that out there.
No, I wouldn't either.
10.
He's got to play.
I want to see him in that 10, man, again.
So there's your super chat answered, Rehan. But your second super chat of the night, thank you so much again. He says that Newcastle game is making me nervous already. A man-to-man press, insane physicality and transitional threats in Gordon and in Langer, and in intense and hostile environment under the lights at St James's Park. I'm very worried. But at the end of the day, Rehan, Avi, sorry, you have to go there and control the game and make sure for the first 20 minutes you don't give any sort of encouragement.
You 100%. You calm proceedings down. You ideally get the first goal, and you calm that crowd down. Once you calm that crowd down, that's it. They'll be there for the taking. Listen, Newcastle they are a top 6 team, but with the way they've been shopping around or the lack of spending, they're a shit show at the moment. I didn't think they were that impressive yesterday at Villa Park. I thought first half they were okay, but we should be going there full of confidence, full of beans, and getting a result. Result means a win, and I think we will get the win. But there's extra fire, shall we say, in this fixture
just a bit
because of the summer carry on.
Gina put 111 bid on Monday night.
Yeah, get it in, man. And then one more thing, they don't have Alexander Isak in that game. Yeah. Let's not all forget their talisman, the guy that always practically whenever we played him scores against us. He's not playing in that game, so we'll be okay, man. The only thing that worries me, Asim, and I've mentioned it in the thingy before, is just defensively. I'm worried because we haven't been at the races, and this is why I want us to be for this one game. They better, Konate and Van Dijk. I want to see proper performances of them. Where look, Van Dijk will give it, but I need Konate, and defensively we need to be strong. We can't get bullied by bloody Anthony Gordon and Alanga. That's why I would rather sit a little bit, not go crazy gun ho against Newcastle, where the fullbacks are bombing forward. I would rather just stay and try to control more than anything. And then we've got players, we've got Wirtz, Salah, and Katike who can hurt them, and we will hurt them.
I think with the assurance of Gravenberch, Konate, especially at the back, he will pick up his game. I mean, if Friday didn't give him a kick up the arse, and potentially Gahey coming in doesn't give him a kick up the arse, then nothing will really. But I'm pretty sure Ibu, he doesn't down tools like that. He'll be back.
Okay, Gaz is in the building. He says, "You guys are not worried. Surely we've got no striker. Easy win for you guys." So we're worried about.
I think, and I'm saying calling it now. I know we'll probably do predictions. I think we will beat you lot 3-1. I think we'll win that game 3-1. 3-1, yeah.
Wow. Okay, we'll come to that. Gene, anything else that we need to cover?
Look, I think now, Asim, I think we've done quite extensively about the actual game against Bournemouth, and we've actually touched up on Newcastle quite a bit. But in terms of a massive week, Avi, I'll come to you. It's a huge week for Liverpool in the transfer market. You've mentioned Mark Gay. We've mentioned Alexander Isak. It's high time this week, and it's time where Liverpool press the button.
Yeah, look, this week, next week, 2 weeks to go. We've got to get our business done. We can't. We've always fallen short, shall we say, in most summers and winters. So this summer we've had a great start. We've done what we've had to do. I think there's a few more outgoings that we need to wrap up. But yeah, Isak, Gahey, and one more. I did say on Friday we'll get something a little bit different this week coming, and we should be getting that in the next few days. But no, I can't reveal too much.
Any names?
Winger ho jabe, winger. It's got to be a winger.
Any names?
It's a winger.
It's a winger. And does the winger have a name?
Yeah, Avi, I absolutely talad Asim.
No, I can't say anything now. I'm not going to give the name. I'm not going to give the name.
I don't want the name. I don't want the name.
Okay.
I don't want the name.
It's a winger that we'll hear about.
1 second before you finish. I absolutely battered Asim for doing what he did the other day on the show, and you're doing exactly that. So can I say something? If you are not going to ever give me a name, don't give me this bullshit of it's a winger, it's a forward, it's a left back, it's a right back. I don't want to know, bro.
I'm just
if
saying,
you're not going to give a name, don't tell me. I don't care. Nobody in the chat cares.
I don't know the name could be winger.
I don't care. I mean, this is one thing I don't like is when they say, when the winger area. There's 1,000 wingers in football.
Sometimes you get the information, Gene, that Asim, we're looking at a winger, and you don't get a name. We have to give it to the people.
I heard we're gonna hear of, we're gonna heard of a winger name this week.
A winger name.
Simon Winger.
Asim, now do you want me? Do you get when I'm getting stuff like this? Do you blame me for not going pagal?
I'll tell you something. It's not a Premier League winner. A winger. It's not a Premier League winger. By the way, Monaco Akaluche yesterday scored. Very good performance, Monaco. Yeah, I think they ran out 3-1 winners, but Akaluche got on the score sheet. Lamine Kamara scored a goal as well. And Nico Williams today. Some of the youngsters that we've liked, whatnot, they've had a good weekend. But yeah, this week I expect winger chat.
Winger chat. I expect Mark Gahey chat. I expect Alexander Isak chat. I think. Look, we've been saying.
Did you say last week that a bid would be in?
No. Okay. Actually, I did. I think I did. Yeah, I'm sure. I said, look, there'll be movement, which is you can say that as a take it as a bid, but yeah, that wasn't based on any information or anything. And I'll go again that we have to do something. I think where Liverpool are at, Gene, is if they were looking at maybe 2-3 bids going and getting accepted finally, just a bit similar that we did with Florian Wirtz, I think we're probably not in that position now. I think we're not in that position.
We're definitely not in that position. And I think, look, Newcastle still haven't brought that forward in, which is appealing the arse. We still have to wait for them to bring Wisser in. Hopefully, he'll be over the next day or two. And I think then Liverpool make their move, because then Newcastle will have 6 forwards, and they probably, can wait till Jan. Gordon, Barnes, Wissa, Elanga, bloody, whatever that other guy,
I think
and
like William Masula, he came on.
William. So that's 6 that they'll have. They can survive until Jan. If they'll do that, I don't know. But, huh?
Who was in talks with Bournemouth, weren't they,
Yes.
on Friday? So you expect him to be gone for 25.
Yeah.
Elliot didn't get game time. He'll probably go. I do hope, Gene, not just for your sake, but for everyone's sake, that Fede Chiesa stays. He got his moment.
Yeah. I mean,
if it ever was gonna fall for someone, he deserved
That's-
the ball to fall for him.
That's some Avi, yeah. I'm not lying. Like, if there was, I was craving. He's been at this football club a year. He never got his moment. We will always remember Darwin Núñez. He's got his. He always had. He had a few moments. A Brentford goal. A few other goals. Freddy never got his. And for it to be him in front of the cop, practically a winner on the first game of the season, on the 88th, 89th minute, and the way the crowd sang his song, man. Oh, yeah. I was buzzing, man. And I was lucky to be there because it's probably going to be the only game I'm going to go for a little while, yeah? So, for it to be, to have been there, to have seen it, and to see him score, he played well. It wasn't just a goal, he actually played decently.
He did press well as a number 9, yeah.
And I've mentioned this before. I would be happy for him to be my 6th attacker this summer. I was happy with that because.
But will he be happy with those demands, considering it's World Cup year?
Avi, we saw the reports coming out that he's happy to stay at Liverpool and fight for his place. And if that's the attitude of a player, he loves the football club. Every time he comes on, he's not a guy that's down-tooled. He comes on, he's ready to go. He tries his best. He gives it his all. And he might be the difference. He might be something that comes in and makes a difference. Because I'll be honest, when they were 2-2, I looked at the team. I thought, Fede Chiesa, there's Maka's gone off. Wirtz has gone off. The flying fullbacks are not there. Endo's playing. Gomez is on. Where is this goal going to come from? Yeah. And then for him to step up and score the goal, like the way he scored the goal, come on. Just keep him. If we just need him to do this a couple of times, and then he'll, his confidence will grow. He'll become a brilliant player because he can play across the front three, and that versatility is massive.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Dare I say, Avi, he could probably, if he keeps himself fit, in terms of that profile. I know he obviously started as a winger. He still is a winger, but he's lost his legs. But because he's got such great ball striking ability, left foot and right foot, he can be a bit of a Diogo Jota off the bench for us. Where
I can see it.
Honestly, I can see that where you need a goal. You obviously Ekatike is going to be option 1, but when we're really chasing a game and we need someone to be a fox in the box and who can sniff a chance and take it like that, honestly, he can have a role. But as long as he's 5th or 6th choice, and I've been crying out for another winger to come, which won't affect him because I like to see him down the middle.
And just to put the doubters out there, statistically, after his post ACL, he's still quick. By the way, he's still clocking the top speed.
Who is
Federico Chiesa? He's still very quick. So I do hope he stays because you could see what the celebration meant to him.
Yeah,
the song, the chant. He has taken to the city. I just hope it does work out, and it'll be nice for Leone to have someone there as well because he's coming in as a 18-year-old kid as well. Someone like Chiesa who's been at the top and Danny at the top as well. It'll be nice for him to have someone there to nurture him and develop him, or just be there for him as a friend and whatnot, as a support system.
We missed Zach Stevie's super chat. Sorry about this, Zach. But he says, I can't lie, Liverpool always play poorly at Wembley. I think Zach probably said this a couple of weeks ago when we played Palace in the Community Shield. But yeah, we have struggled at Wembley. Even those Chelsea games that we won them in the League Cup, FA Cup, they weren't easy. They weren't easy. They could have easily gone either way. Even in the 90 minutes or even in the penalty shootout. So you're right, but hopefully we get a few more chances.
Millennium Stadium was our home. The Millennium Stadium in Wales, that was our home, man. Whether it was Charity Shield, FA Cup, League Cups, that was our home.
We never lost there, have we?
He's asking who is going. At least nobody's going.
I'm going.
And that is going to be our first.
Yeah, you see the chat, man. He doesn't let me go, yeah. Come on, man.
That is going to be our first watch along, are we? So join us for that. We'll even can get you on screen as well. I specifically asked the producer that if me and Chin are live, can we get Avi on the screen? He goes, yeah, no problem.
Watch
So
along.
Guys, man, Asim won't let me go to the game, man. Otherwise, I
you
really
guys
want
know so
to, he
much.
won't let me go.
You never know. You never know. We might have some technical difficulties where we bought up that A19.
I'll make sure there's the wire missing in that podcast room on Sunday night.
Studio,
There's a
can we
wire
call it?
missing
Can we
somewhere.
call it studio now, please?
We know that. You know the thing is, if we had these, if we let's say we had Liverpool we Burnley next after Newcastle, and then we don't play a big team for a good month and a half, I'd say, you know what? Let's just start our first watch along Liverpool v Burnley. I know it's not as big as Bournemouth or Newcastle, but let's go to Newcastle. But thing is, if we go to Newcastle, we're gonna want to go to Anfield for Arsenal as well.
No,
No,
that's it. Now you
no,
look, you have spent enough money now, and
Yeah, so
this is going to be a. I think you lot should do a dummy run, maybe a league game before.
we did some test streams on Saturday, Avi. I sent you the test.
You did.
I sent you the test.
Yeah,
It
my
looks
bloody-
really, really good. And we're nearly there. A few little changes and additions to the studio, and then you'll start seeing us in different environments.
Anjay.
Okay, before we go, guys, obviously I want to let's talk a bit more about outgoings. Avi, you mentioned Harvey Elliott. No rolla, man. Nothing, not really come out regarding Harvey Elliott.
Because we
No,
probably priced him out. People think 50 million for Empolido.
Polita.
35-40, man. I'm telling you, 35-40 for Elliot. Where's the Leipzig was meant to have there was meant to be interest on there, and maybe I think I don't know how you're gonna even pronounce this name. Ian has said that waiting on Xavi Simons to be sold. Yeah, maybe that Leipzig are waiting for those funds to come in so they can pull the trigger on Harvey Elliott. But yeah, Simicast on loan. It seems, Gene. I think the next sort of funds that are going to be generated will be from the Doak sale.
Hmm.
And then that's it, really, then, isn't it? Elliot, Simicast, and Doak. No one
I
else,
think that's-
really. Morton's gone, who played in a 1-0 win. Fofana assisting Mika Kodze for that winner. That was a good cross from Fofana. Tell you one thing about Fofana. He's got pace, man. He's got pace. That boy's got pace to burn.
Hmm.
You can put the sprinters on. Yeah, I think there's a bit of business. I still believe that we'll get 3 to 4 in.
3 to 4. What?
Isaac Gahey, left
Winger.
One more.
So
One more talent, I would say. One more youth talent, maybe.
How bus career? 4 in what? About 2 weeks. Come on, man.
Why not? Oh, yeah, look, Gahey's just about matching their price.
I'm going with 3.
3.
What's the difference of getting one more youth talent in?
Only it's a difference of 1. No, I'm not a youth talent. Like I give you Leone, that's a signing. But like a Woodman, I'm not giving you that as a signing.
Oh no, Woodman, yeah. Woodman कोई signing है अभी.
Oh, yeah, come on, man, he's the homegrown.
Oh yeah, but
No, I don't count that as a signing. I'm sorry.
Bajicic, do we think he stays now?
you don't have a choice. He's injured till easy back here. What?
He's injured till Christmas, someone said.
There you go, mate.
Ho gaya?
I think we're done. I think we've
Yeah.
sure.
Last 5 minutes. Make it to midnight, and we go.
Hello.
Questions.
Do 5 minutes.
Yeah, do 5.
Big shout out to Kamzat Chiamev, who became the champion at middleweight.
Our boys.
Big up Tam Khan, my personal boy. Tam Khan, big up.
Our boys, Avi, mate. Our
TK
boys.
MMA, anyone in Dubai, if you ever go to TK MMA and you see Tam Khan there, you can say, Avi said I can have a free session at the gym, and he will probably give it to you as well. So big up to those boys. But no, honestly, big up to those boys. Kamzat now is a resident of the UAE, so big up.
What has Mings said on Ramsey? At least
You don't know the half of it. Something that's what he said. Obviously, they probably don't know the full reason as to why he was sold. That sort of thing.
His brother's a good player as well.
Look at this, man. Still nearly 800 people in, and
Oh,
we've
what
only
is
got 204. Chinkini, Chin, Chamali.
the hell are they doing here, yaar?
Oh,
Come on, man.
but you know, just as difficult Padakone.
You're a bus girl, man. Get rid of that,
Well,
man.
well, you were saying if it goes tits up.
Getting changed to Mali.
He's gone tits up, man. He's gone. Doesn't stop there. Come on, get your questions in, man.
Avi, I actually want to see question. Gokeres, one word for him. Don't use my word.
Kota.
Based on today,
I daddy.
time.
That's my
I'm just going
word.
to say time. I'm just going to say time.
Eh?
I'm just going to say time. It needs time. Come on, guys. You can't write it
I
off.
mean, look, some players you can tell might score a few goals here and there for him, but he's fucking.
I
shit.
do worry outside of the box. He looks. he
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
look
yeah.
great.
This is a good question by Hassan, man. Let me put it up. Where is it?
Can you put Anfield Road ends one as well?
No.
Sajjao.
Where's
No.
Hassan? I just read it. There, this one.
I would say I'm heavier, so I would wrestle Chin to the ground.
I'm quicker than Avi though.
I don't
Catch
think
weight, catch weight. I mean, you can't make weight. You're fucked.
it would be catch
Oh,
weight.
by the way,
I would fancy myself, but I would never fight Chin. I wouldn't fight
but
Chin.
can I just say, Avi, when you were black belt in something, Avi, I'm sure you
I
told me
was
that.
the first Dan Shotokan karate black belt. Yeah.
There you go.
But that was like 15. That was like no, that was nearly 22 years ago. I should have got second Dan because second Dan you get your name
Yeah.
in Japanese font on a black belt, but I didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna put this question to everyone. Prediction: when do we bid for Isak? Day,
Wednesday.
Avi?
Thursday.
I go for Wednesday as well. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Wednesday.
Can we ask Chin this question, please?
Which one?
What do you
Bro,
want?
there. Kadri, mate. Kadri. I'm waiting for it.
Well,
That's
we
a bit
buy and sell from Turkey. That's home. Avi, what do you do? Tara koi pata nahi. I know you're in banking. You know you're in legal. You know you're in investment banking. You work with the big boys of this world. Avi works. I'm telling you guys, he works with the big boys.
I tell you what I'm
John
doing.
Henry,
though.
John Henry.
I tell you what I'm doing though right now, and there's no word of a lie. In the process of selling a $7 million Bugatti Mistral. Mistral, is that the model of the car?
Koi
Mistral.
pata nahi.
So yeah,
$7 million.
dollars. $7 million Bugatti. It's absolutely a beautiful machine. It's not mine. I wish it was mine. But I'm in the process of selling it. I do bits and bobs.
Wow.
Mainly crypto. Asim's a doctor, Saab. Dr. Asim.
No, I'm not a doctor.
Dr. Ozempic. That's what he is. Dr.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Some people are saying Friday, Tuesday. Put some up, boys. How much this time, Asim? Oh, how much as in the bid? If the first bid was 110, I think we will go. If this is gonna get accepted, I think we'll go up to 115 plus 10.
I think 130 million.
120
Oh.
plus 10.
What full package?
Yeah, 120 plus 10.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Tick. Any more?
I think we're done. Oh, again, we did one.
Guys, make sure you guys have become members. Join the BNL Ultras. That gives you access to the WhatsApp group. I heard it's popping off in there. I may come in for a couple of hours. Surprising. A little surprise visit before I duck. And the Fantasy FPL has started, and I am positioned in the top 10. The chip is in the top 10 already. Got 74 points on the first week. So how's that, boy?
74 points. Oh, I had a
Oscar Bob,
shock.
mate. Oscar Bob got me 6 as well. Oscar
I
Bob.
had a shock. Who's your strikers, Avi?
I got Haaland, Bob.
Who's your captain?
Haaland.
I'm doing a bloody thingy straight away.
Well, I'm doing a wild card. I got 30 points.
I got Reinders, Van der Ven, had Virgil, had Raya. Raya got me 10 today.
Oh, he killed it with Raya.
Oh, Matt Sell's a joker. I had a clean sheet today, but they scored a penalty, didn't they?
Yeah.
A lot of people in that group too.
Is it?
Yeah. No, I've always rated someone saying I'm a City fan. No, I rate Oscar Bob.
He's always rated Oscar Bob, to be fair to
He's
him.
he's
Proper player, man.
He's a proper player. What a name as well, man. Oscar Bob. And he's Norwegian, even more weirder.
Gene, how many likes?
Let me check before we wrap up, boy.
Big up to admin, of course.
It's a good show today. I enjoyed it.
Avi, do you like that new logo?
Love it. Absolutely love it. It's nice.
Looks nice.
266. Come on, let's get another 34. Let's get it
Come
to
on,
300
guys.
before we leave tonight. So,
Oh, you guys, Shutti karo Rohan, yeah. I've got to eat now.
Yeah, Chutti Karo. Just smash a like and
Has
subscribe. to
Bilal
the
gone
channel.
back to Slough now? Has Billy gone back?
No, he rang me. He's still here, man. He's up here for the wedding, isn't he?
When's the wedding?
Saturday. Okay, 300 and we have a name. Okay, let's
tomorrow?
call it now, boy. Huh?
Tomorrow, daily, your daily special transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
And then tomorrow, Chip, Sheen, Asim, and hopefully Ben will be back tomorrow night.
Yeah. Big up
Yeah.
to Ben. Get well soon as well, Ben. Ben's caught a little virus. He's in
Yeah, I
bed.
bet he has. Fucking
Don't
enjoying
do
his enjoying himself at Alton Towers. All of a sudden, he's got a virus. Come on,
We went
scammed you
What?
off. That's what he's done.
a few roller coasters yesterday. What's the big
Virus
one?
by us.
What's the big one in Alton Towers? Is it Oblivion?
Nemesis Revenge.
No, Oblivion. There's the Oblivion now.
Where's
Nemesis is
Oblivion?
back in the days.
Is that your nearest one to you lot?
No. Lightwater Valley.
Valleys.
Yeah.
No, haven't you got the other one, Drayton Manor?
Yeah, that's further
That's
down.
down south.
Oh, so you lot have got one, your own one.
We got Flamingo Land as well, which isn't far.
Is that a good theme park?
It's all right. It's all right.
Thorpe Park was brilliant back in the day. Yeah, Thorpe Park, Chesington. Chesington used to have this
Nemesis.
wicked
Nemesis.
water ride called
Nemesis
Bubble
is Thorpe Park, he says.
Yeah, Nemesis. Yeah,
Nemesis used to be in Alton Towers. Has it moved?
I don't know.
Nemesis is in Thorpe Park. Loggers Leap.
Thorpe Park as well.
Loggers Leap. Thorpe Park is brilliant. Thorpe Park is amazing. Chesington
Yeah.
used to be. Chesington was the original best one. Vampire, Bubble Works.
Yeah.
But now they turned it into like a zoo and a kiddie shitty. God.
Take care, boys.
No one.
No, don't do that. Yeah, no, don't drop any money. Nothing like that. There is no name. It's
Avi
changed.
will give you a bullshit name anyway.
Wait, you know Akil who comes on, is he from LA?
Ake? No,
Yeah.
he's from Keithley.
What's he got his Twitter handle as if he's in Los Angeles, California?
Who?
But no, he goes around, innit? But nothing like that. He's a chiller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, over and out. Like and subscribe on your way out. We will catch you tomorrow for the daily, and it's goodbye.